While it might seem like Stoicism and being an empath are a contradiction, embracing the virtues of Stoicism is what allows us empaths to reach a state of peace and empowerment. So here are the 7 principles on how you can be a Stoic empath. The first one is not only the most important trait of the Stoic empath, it's also the hardest to learn. And that is having strong emotional boundaries. This is not to say that emotion is not felt or never expressed. It most certainly is. However, it's done in a way that respects their own feelings while taking care to not make other people's feelings about them. Once an empath learns how to empower themselves with healthy boundaries, this is the first sign that they are a Stoic empath. The second way of becoming a Stoic empath is by adopting the mindset of being alone is being at peace. Many empaths will find themselves at certain points in their lives isolated and alone, and this is likely a result of the healthy boundaries that they finally put in place for themselves. But an unempowered empath will feel lonely with this outcome, which will lead to further suffering. They may also be suffering to avoid loneliness by staying in relationships with people who are not accepting of their sensitivities. The Stoic empath says that it's better to be alone than be with people who don't accept and respect me. Because we are all alone. And in that aloneness, we are also all one. This is where the Stoic empath finds peace. They are capable of embracing solitude without judgment, and they use it for the betterment of not only themselves, but other people who directly or indirectly experience their peaceful energy. Number 3, Stoic empaths do not experience rejection. Because empaths grew up feeling rejected in some way, the secret to becoming a Stoic empath is to no longer reject yourself. Remember, everything is a projection. So if you're feeling rejected by others, it's only because you reject yourself. Number 4, Stoic empaths are masters at being mindful. Stoic empaths have learned how to adopt a neutral mindset, which is necessary to maintain a neutral emotional state. Stoicism teaches the development of self-control and as a means of overcoming destructive emotions. And this self-control is found in the practice of meditation and mindful living. This is where a Stoic empath learns how to become a clear and unbiased thinker. The Stoic empath allows everything and anything to happen, and as a way of accepting that life is not within their control, but what is within their control is how they choose to respond to it. Number 5 is that Stoic empaths have released resentment and they take 100% responsibility for themselves. Resentment is underlying anger. Many unhealed empaths will hold on to resentment unknowingly as a protective factor. They think that it brings them a feeling of power and control over their circumstances. However, it's the opposite. Releasing resentment means that they have released the need to control outcomes and be responsible for their own actions. They don't complain, they don't blame, they own their own actions and are very strict about others operating in the same way. To be a Stoic empath means you have really elevated your standards. Some might call them selfish. However, those who say that they are selfish are the ones who were benefiting from their lack of healthy boundaries and standards in the past. The 6th way to be a Stoic empath is to be open-minded and compassionate. Now, compassion and open-mindedness is already a strength held by empaths. However, they might not be able to apply that compassion and open-mindedness towards themselves. They are open-minded about facing the truths within themselves to overcome their own obstacles. They're no longer fearful to open their own floodgates because with compassion and an open mind, they are ready to move into their power. And when that happens, the compassion that they're able to offer to other people comes with a much deeper level of understanding. Finally, to be a Stoic empath is to bring minimalism to the next level. Clutter for an empath is already pretty difficult to contend with because they are so sensitive to energy. everything has energy. Every item in their home must be purposeful and bring about a necessary energy. The Stoic empath is a minimalist out of pure necessity, and this extends past material items. Minimal obligations, minimal expectations, minimal possessions, and minimal relations. Empaths already sense what is superficial and overrated. They don't buy into trends. They are nonconformists. The challenge for the empath is in being stoic enough to let people know when something is too much for them, in addition to knowing within themselves where their limits are so that they can honor them. Being an empath is only a curse when you lack the proper mindset and mindfulness to honor your sensitive nature and make the most of it. So maybe by adopting these stoic virtues and philosophies, this could be a way for you to do just that. Let me know what you think.